Last week I went over this slide already, but just to make sure everyone on the same page, I will explain again. This is an example of pattern and irregularity summary or like analysis. When we discuss about cleaning tools, okay, and we could come up with different photos as an evidence of cleaning tools, okay. For this case, I would like to separate them into 3 groups based on the time that the tools was created, or in this case, the first pattern is just our body. We use our body to clean, to wash clothes, to do laundry, okay? So the first pattern only we use our hand or feet, right? So in this column, persistent, that is common and recurring characteristic within a pattern, including, so I wrote down, right? We use water, we use human force or human labor, either word is okay. We could use chemical to remove hard strain, okay? Like coffee strain or oil strain, for example. This one is not the same, but this column is the change within the same pattern. In other words, your pattern A, is there anything changed? Is there any different during the time period of using your body to wash clothes? So in this case, the different are we use different part of our body. Could be our hand, could be our feet to wash the clothes. The change could also be chemicals that we use. Imagine I am in Thailand. I use like ผงซักฟอก the detergent, right? But the other people who washing clothes in the US, maybe they use different chemicals to wash their clothes, for example. Okay. I heard a student just joined the Zoom. Please type your name, first name, and your last 4 digits of your student ID in the chat box so I can check attendance for you later. And I'm explaining the example of pattern and irregularity analysis, okay? After that, I search and read about the factor that could create new pattern. In this case, is pattern B, okay? My pattern B is using small device and human labor to wash the clothes. So I explain it could be because I would like to reduce the workload on me, right? To wash the clothes in case we have many clothes for many people living in the household. So as a human in the history, they create small tools to clean our clothes, okay? With the invention of small tools to help us making the washing process easier or faster, for example, okay? So that's some reason for the change of new pattern, okay? Let me also explain this column, this row B as well, pattern B. The common recurring characteristic within pattern B are that we still use water for washing clothes. We still use human force. We could use chemicals. And additional to it, from the pattern A, we use small tools to help us clean. The next column is supposed to be like chain within the same pattern. What are the chain within this pattern? Okay. You can see the varieties of tools that they use. It could be like a board. to scratch the clothes on, right? It could be like a brush to scratch on the cloth directly, right? And the material could be different. At the beginning, people could use like wood to be a scratch board. But then later, when we be able to make plastic scratch board, then it has been changed, right? So that's are some change within the same pattern. We could provide example here. Example here are we use human force to apply pressure or to rub against board, or we could use brush to wash our clothes. The small tools could be wood log on mine, brush, fan, board, basin, basket. Okay. Chemical like detergent could be different, depend on their resource. Okay. Ooh. Okay. And then I explain the factor creating new pattern. Okay. So here is the example that we could um, remind ourselves of each column. What do they mean? Okay. Yeah. Regarding the cause that change to a new pattern, some people they could present with S curve. Okay. I recently read about S curve in the news as well, like when they have new product, okay, or in this case, technology, right? Whenever you plot the graph, remember to have y-axis. What does it mean? And if you do scientific experiment, you will need to have unit for it as well. Okay, หน่วย And this one, x-axis is effort. But in my opinion, this is not the best axis because it's difficult to measure effort. Okay, what do you mean by effort? Like how much is a lot or something? But it shows that it has limit of technology as well. Okay. When you have new technology, then your S curve could be shift. Okay. The example of product life cycle, at the beginning, it will be the introduction of this product. For example, when they launch iPhone, right? So it's the introduction. The growth could be the sale rate. When you sell, be able to sell many iPhone, right? And the time passed by, how many years, how many months, right? That could reach the product maturity. Also decline state. For example, my phone, iPhone SE, when I bought it, compared to other version of iPhone, this one is not expensive, considering cheaper. But the battery capacity, storage capacity is not very good. Okay. So I would say it reached decline stage. Not many people want to buy this one because the battery storage capacity is not good. So they will need to develop new business strategy or new type of battery to be able to improve that issue. Okay. Or example here mentioned about Kodak film camera, right? Kodak film. There are other brand as well, but Kodak is one of the brand that make film camera. Okay. Nowadays some people still use it, but there will be cost for film development, right? After we finish record it, we need to bring it to the shop to develop the film for us. Only some people who have knowledge on developing the film could do that process, right? For example, my advisor, Professor Christopher Winey, he have experience doing developing the film that he record on the film camera. Yeah. And he keep it very well after he print it, right? When he print, he will put the original film into a single holder, and then he collect them in a tube into a collection. He showed to me once when I was at his house. These are products that have been used in our society, right? Some of you might not have experience using it. For example, like pager, I think you guys might not use it. Even in my generation, I didn't use the pager, but I know how it works. Like I need to call to the station staff, and then they will receive my message, and then they send my message into the pager user. Okay, some like that. Okay, and on the left is photographic film. This is what I mean. That Professor Winey he collect a singular one, like one picture, and then he put in the frame, and then he keep it in like a book. It's not really a book, but it's like a folder for the film. Typewriter. When I was a elementary school student, there was a class on typewriting. So teacher will ask us to type something, maybe some word or some alphabets. Okay, and then he or she asks us to raise our hand. Okay, who finished first? Something like that. It's like competition a little bit. Uh, cassette tape. Yeah, when I growing up, my family um allow me to buy some music cassette tape, so I enjoy listening to music and singing along. Yeah. And then we have a compact CD, floppy disk before compact CD, right? Using in the computer, but CD can store more than floppy disk. But nowadays we rarely use CD as well. Some computer doesn't have it. Yeah, you need separate compartment for it. Payphone, I not often use it as well. Regarding industrial revolution, the first one in the history was when we used steam engine. I remember when I went to Detroit with my friend, we went to Ford Museum, a museum that they have like car, some part of the train, some part of the truck, for example. And they also have next to the Ford Museum, they have Glendale Old Town or something. I don't remember the name, but they have this steam engine train, like driving in the area that they set. So it was impressive in my opinion. I never seen it before. Similar to the one in the movie Harry Potter. Yeah. I mean the color probably not the same, but it looks similar. Okay. Mm. After that, the second industrial revolution is regarding transition from coal power to electric power, gas, and oil. Okay. Mm. Belt operation or conveyor operation. Okay, สายพานนะ The third one is the electrical system and electronic device. Okay, like computer, um, and I would say phone as well. Then the fourth one is regarding improving the process of manufacturing, internet system. Okay, so that's global industrial revolution. Thailand though. Also Southeast Asian country, I would say we begin with agriculture, um, career, and also community. Okay, the sewing machine become more like industry, business. Okay, they mentioned low wage. Nowadays the wage is increasing, but I do still hope that with the increasing wage, and that could support. So the employee could support their family. That would be the best. And also the quality of work, that we need to have a certain criteria as well. Heavy industry and advanced machinery. This one I thought of Kun Min Arome. She went to CP chicken farm, and the facility is look like this one. And they mentioned they could have 20,000 chicken in the facility, like it's closed area for them to take care of their chicken, because they export as well, chicken meat. Thailand 4.0, creativity, innovation, and smart Thailand. This one also including smart farming. I know at TMEC, Thai Microelectronics Center, they also have researcher who um, study and working on smart farming, using the Internet of Things to program the system to send to measuring the, what do you call, the soil humidity, and could be the soil pH parameter, acidity and salinity as well. With this system, they could set the time for watering the plants, yeah, which could support the farmer um, plantation process. Okay. This one I already talked about it, okay, in the previous slide. But this one is like summarized picture. Mass customization cognitive system. AI. This one is important, is the diagram to show the cause of change. Based on the table that I re-explain or recapitulate to you guys, right? This one is the summarized diagram. So with this one, remember we have two photos of pattern A, but this one we pick just one as a representative of pattern A. And then you type the pattern name or the name of the pattern that you um, summarize. In this case, using the force of human body, watching involve several steps to complete the process effectively. ก็คือต้อง we need to watch, and then we beat and then we rinse it, and then we remove water liquid, and then we dry it, right? Irregularity, this one come from the column factor create new pattern, the last column, the column on the right. Okay, so this one example is to minimize the use of physical force and avoid exhausting manual labor while doing laundry. And then we have small tools. It's aimed to simplify the task and make it more efficient and convenient for user when we have a small tools to use. Okay, so this example of the diagram showing the cause of change. Okay. I would like to show you guys here, because for today's activity, you will need to use this diagram to summarize your pattern and irregularity analysis as well. Okay. Just to make sure everyone on the same page. The thunderstorm part is this point here, this part here, factor creating new pattern. Okay. Regarding the activity assignment today, please get into a group of 2 to 3 people, and then you practice identify pattern characteristic and separate them into at least 3 patterns, and encourage critical thinking among group members to explore different perspectives. Practice describing change and common or constant observed. This one is like change within the same pattern, and then the common thing within the same pattern. And you could gather information to understand factors, create new pattern, and analyze the relationship present within the pattern. Okay. The topic is occupation. Let me provide some more definition here. Occupation refers to works that provide compensation in the form of income. So individuals use income to support themselves and their family. It involves the use of labor, knowledge, skills, tools, equipments, and methods that vary depending on the type of occupation. The work performed should be honest, contribute positively to society, not causing harm or trouble to oneself or others. This one is like ideal definition, and I hope many people follow this definition. We can separate or categorize occupation based on the nature of work into 7 types: freelance occupation, employment, wage job is like having salary, government service, agriculture, handicraft, including like artists, yeah, or could be tailor, เย็บเสื้อเนอะindustrial occupation ทำในโรงงาน commercial occupation this one พาณิชยกรรมเนอะ commercial occupation before I show the template, let me give an example to you guys. I thought about like artists, or even photographer, but the beginning could be quite similar, photographer and artist. If they want to record image of something, right? Or if we want to draw something, we would need to have some tools to draw, right? It could be charcoal when we have a charcoal ทำจากถ่านหินทำจากหินเผา so when we burn the coal, so we got like dark color of we call it charcoal, right? After we burn it, and then we can use that to write on. Could be in the past, it could be like papyrus paper, something like that, right? To write or to draw, and we could sell that drawing later on. Or one could make the ink by using, could be like olive มะกอกเนอะ and we boil it and then we get the dark color of the ink, and then we can use something to dip into it, and then we could write with it or to draw with it, right? Then we want it to be colorful. Then human take a look at the soil. One of the teacher, watercolor artist teacher, he said, คุณ teacher บุญกว้างนนท์เจริญ he said the color burnt sienna is come from the soil. The town name is Siena in Europe. Okay, so that's people, that's one of the history regarding color. Okay, the burnt sienna color is like a yellow and brownish. Yeah, so human develop color from chemicals from soil for their painting. Okay, so that could be like pattern B. Okay, and then they could develop other type of color like gouache. That's one, instead of water as a medium, they add zinc into the color to make it more opaque ทึบขึ้นนะสีมันจะทึบกว่าสีน้ำ and they develop oil pastel, for example, or oil color, right? Oil on canvas. Even the canvas that they develop, right? At the beginning, it's very heavy, but later on, they could have canvas that is light. So those are some tools that artists use. So if your group interested in one of the career, you could think about the tools that they use since the historical time and development until nowadays. Okay, what are the tools that they use? Okay, so that would be my example here. The template will be quite similar to last week. So first of all, after you select the occupation that your group interested, each of you could help each other to find the photos of the tools or technology that has been used in that occupation. The table, though, it have one additional column on the left, the time the pattern emerged, meaning that you will need to research a little bit. For example, the first paintbrush, when was it invented or when was it being used? And then you could reference in the last slide, okay, where did you get the information from? Okay. It could be in okay, in the Buddhist year, or it could be year in, I don't know, what do you call Christian year? How can I say? พศ now. Either one you can use like 2025 or you can use 2568 like that is okay. Okay, but just keep it consistent within the three pattern here. Okay. And this part you identify your pattern, and this part, this column you identify the common thing within the same pattern. What are the common thing that they share? And this part is change within the same pattern, like within the same pattern. Is there any development? Okay. And last is the what create new pattern. So in addition to last week assignment, this week, please use this diagram to summarize the pattern and irregularity analysis as well. Okay. In the Canva file, we also have a reference page for you to add reference link, okay, as well. I create just one Canva file, so you will need to make a copy of it. I will show you the process of making the copy later on, okay? This is another example of one of the occupation, but only two pattern here. Hairstyling or salon, right? People, hairdresser, okay, you can call that too. So at the beginning, they have like big machine like this to styling our hair, okay? But then later on, they have a smaller one or more user-friendly one. You can do it by yourself, okay? So you could, the first pattern is that you will need to go to the shop and there are staff service for you to dress your hair, okay? And the change within the pattern could be they have like the one that have multiple user, the one with singular user, and the process could be different, okay? They start to use electric power tools, and sometimes they employ chemical as well. Common thing within the same pattern the equipment are large and they use heat and wind energy to dry hair. Hairdresser need to help you to provide a service that. So this is example of another occupation. Okay. And then the summary diagram here. Okay. Let me show you the rubric. Okay. When I evaluate your pattern and irregularity analysis, the first part I look at the first criterion, this part here. Okay, and then I look at the criterion 2, consistent element, the common thing within the same pattern. Okay, I like to call it that way. And the change within the same pattern. And then the fourth part is what caused the new pattern. Criterion is the singular noun. Criterion 1, identify some common key characteristic of pattern. So I will look whether you identify important shared characteristic to the given problem correctly, and whether it is clearly written. Okay. And level 5 is clearly written without any flaw at all for the first criterion. Second criterion, whether you explain recurrence of shared characteristic of pattern is like the common thing within the same pattern. Okay, if you describe the remaining factor that occur similarly can be identified. The level 4 is that you be able to provide example of the common thing within the same pattern. The level 5 is that you provide example without any flaw at all. Criterion 3, explain changing factor from recurrence of shared characteristic of pattern. It's like explain the change within the same pattern. And we see whether you describe changing factor, whether you explain precisely, identify and be able to provide example of different occurrence clearly. Okay, and the level 5, like you explain clearly without any flaw at all. Last criterion is the factor that create new pattern. Okay, I will see whether you form, analyze the information, explain the cause or the factor that create new pattern rationally, and identify important characteristic of new pattern. And then see whether you explain clearly. Okay. So that's are all the criteria. Let me go to the Canva file so that you can see the template in Canva version. Let me open it right now. Over here. Then give me one moment. It's not this one. This one. Okay, this is correct. Okay. So the first page is for your group finding photos and then so first of all you need to make decision what career your group gonna select or occupation, okay? Tools and technology for selected occupation. And then you use this table to analyze pattern and irregularity. And then you could use the template to summarize uh, the factor, create new pattern. Okay. So you can modify it. When I send this link to you, you could click like file and make a copy. One group use only one file, okay? You will need to share within your group. Okay, we're gonna use this one. You need to discuss with each other who gonna make the Canva online board. Once your group member make one of the board, when you make copy of it and then change name and other thing, you will need to click share and you need to select anyone with the link can edit. Okay. The default one, it will be like only you can access, right? So you will need to change it to anyone with the link can edit. Okay. I heard a student just joined the class. If you haven't checked the attendance, please type your name in the chat box for me. Okay, right now I'm explaining the Canva online board for the activity assignment today. So I will share this link to you, but please make a copy of it, okay? Because um I'm not sure how many group we're gonna have, but probably like almost 10 group. Okay. So let me paste it in the Zoom chat for you right now. And then I will show you the LEB2, how you're gonna submit the work today, okay? Let me share with you my screen once again. My Zoom is here. Okay. What is that sound? Oh, low battery. Okay. When you go to the LEB2 Gen 231, our class, this toward the left, you click assessment activity. Once you click on it, you will need to go to M1, is module 1, activity assignment group. Then you will need to create, yes, one of you already create the group here. So you will need to create group and add member name. Okay. May I open your group here? I open it. So you will need to add group member. Okay. Here they have two member. All right. So you already add group member. And then you can submit the file on here. Okay. So first, you will need to discuss who gonna make the group because only one person from the group create the group. Okay. You need to make decision who gonna create it. Okay. The due date is today before 11 p.m. Okay. So you still have some time. Any question regarding this activity here? Now I'm gonna ask. Anyone taking this class by yourself, just like one person? Usually come with a group probably. My point is that if you doesn't have group yet, please ask your classmate in the chat box or in the Line group, either one, so that you could work as a group. In this case, um, how many per group? 2 to 3 people. A group of 2 to 3 people. Mm. Mm. One of your classmates asked whether is there any group have like only 2 people or like one person he would like to join.
Yeah, I don't have a group yet, and yeah.
Uh, anyone like right now have 2 people or like only working alone? Please let Sirapit know. Sirapit. Okay. Oh, two. I saw
We
your
only
resume.
have 2 members.
You have two right now?
Yes.
Okay. Sirapit, you could join two group.
Yes.
โอเคค่ะ then one of you can type group member name, like two could type your classmate name, and then you send in the chat box. I could assign you to be group one when I create the breakout room. In case you need breakout room, I could create the breakout room. Some of you, if you want to work offline, it's okay as well. But I will need you guys to come back to the class around 3:30, or yeah, around 3:30 or 3:20 is okay as well. I will need to inform you guys regarding the final assignment for module 1 topic. Okay. But I will let you guys work on this activity assignment first before I inform you guys regarding the final assignment. So um you could type nickname of your classmate, is okay as well. Or I could look at the LEB2 in case you create the group already. Right now I have 2 group on LEB2. Okay. Mm. While we are waiting for grouping time, any other thing you wanna discuss with me regarding this activity here? Mm, right now have 23 account on Zoom. But we have 27 students. But maybe I'm guessing that some of you might sit together. It could be possible too. Mm-hmm. You could type your group member in the chat box so that I could assign like room number. Yeah, like Piti did here. Okay. So I could assign Piti group to be group 1. Okay. This one I assign just for using the breakout room because when I open the breakout room, you need to get into the room that your team is working, right? So that is all about it. Mm. But if you don't need breakout room, it's okay. You don't have to like type. Mhm. I want to make sure anyone right now doesn't have group. Okay, seem like everyone in the Zoom class is already have group. Okay. Mm, okay. Mm, I think two could choose or two, right? You could type, yeah, the name. Mm.
Depending on the group members.
Yeah. Please type in the
Ah,
chat box. Okay.
okay.
Uh, regarding Piti question, if you want, you can, or you could change a little bit to be like photographer as well, if you guys interested. But if you more interested in the artist, then it's okay. Mm. Okay. I received the name from two. Have a Putit, the Pit, and two. Your group gonna be group two, okay? This one for the breakout room number because I will let you guys click to the room by yourself. Mm. I heard an account just joined the Zoom. I'm not sure whether your internet disconnect or you just join. If you just join right now, um, I'm letting your classmate grouping into a group of 2 and 3 people to do activity assignment.